Ladies and gentlemen, let's get real for a moment. Look around, there's no one here holding you back. No one stopping you from chasing your dreams, from breaking through barriers, from becoming the absolute best version of yourself. The only one standing in your way is you. Now, take a deep breath because this might sting a little. The truth is, most of the limits in your life aren't real, they're self-imposed. Those voices in your head telling you, I'm not good enough, I'll fail, or I'm too late to try. Guess what? They're lying to you. They're the whispers of your fears, your doubts, and your past mistakes trying to keep you exactly where you are. But here's the good news, you have the power to silence them. Because this battle, it's not you versus the world. It's you against you. The greatest obstacle to your success, happiness, and fulfillment isn't out there in the world, it's within you. It's the voice in your head that whispers doubts, fears, and insecurities, convincing you that you're not enough, that you'll fail, or that you don't deserve the things you dream about. This voice isn't based on reality, it's a product of your past experiences, conditioning, and the stories you've told yourself over time. Yet it holds immense power if you allow it to dominate your thoughts and actions. I think about it, how often have you blamed external circumstances for where you are in life? It's easy to point fingers at lack of resources, opportunities, or support. But the truth is, external obstacles are rarely the deciding factor in whether you succeed or fail. The real battle is internal. It's between the part of you that wants to grow, evolve, and thrive and the part that clings to fear, comfort, and the status quo. This internal conflict is the most significant challenge you'll ever face. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. It's like a double-edged sword. On one side, it has the power to create, imagine, and innovate. On the other, it has the potential to limit, sabotage, and paralyze you. The difference lies in which side you feed. When you give in to self-doubt, procrastination, and fear of failure, you reinforce those patterns, making it harder to break free. But when you challenge those thoughts, take action despite fear, and focus on growth, you start to rewire your mind for success. Fear is one of the most common internal enemies. It often disguises itself as practicality, caution, or a need for perfection. It convinces you to stay in your comfort zone, where things feel safe and familiar. But comfort zones are like cages. They keep you from exploring your potential and discovering what you're truly capable of. Every breakthrough in life requires stepping outside of that cage and confronting the fears that try to hold you back. Another enemy within is self-doubt. It tells you that you're not smart enough, skilled enough, or worthy enough. But self-doubt is a lie. It's not a reflection of your true potential, it's a reflection of past failures or criticisms that you've internalized. The key is to recognize these thoughts for what they are: noise. They don't define you unless you let them. You also need to be mindful of excuses. Excuses are how the mind justifies inaction. They sound logical, even reasonable, but they're just another way to avoid discomfort and growth. I don't have time, I'm not ready. I'll start tomorrow. All these are traps set by your internal enemy to keep you from moving forward. Winning the battle within starts with awareness. Recognize the negative patterns in your thoughts and behaviors. Challenge them. Replace them with empowering beliefs and consistent action. The enemy within thrives on your inaction and hesitation. The moment you decide to confront it, you take the first step toward freedom and success. The limits you believe exist in your life are often illusions, constructed by your own mind. They aren't real barriers, but stories you've told yourself based on past experiences, fears, or societal expectations. These self-imposed limits are the quiet but powerful forces that dictate how far you go, what risks you take, and what dreams you pursue. The truth is, these limits are lies, and believing them only keeps you from unlocking your true potential. I think back to a time when you wanted to try something new but told yourself, I can't do this, or it's not for me. Did you base that conclusion on actual evidence, or was it a reflex driven by fear of failure or judgment? Most of the time, these thoughts stem from assumptions rather than facts. You assume you're not skilled enough, intelligent enough, or experienced enough, and that assumption becomes a wall. But walls built on assumptions crumble the moment you challenge them. Many self-imposed limits originate from past failures. If you tried something once and didn't succeed, it's easy to conclude that you're simply not capable. But failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone. Every successful person has faced failure, often repeatedly, before they achieve greatness. The difference is that they didn't let their setbacks define them. Instead, they used failure as feedback, a way to learn, grow, and improve. Your past doesn't have to dictate your future unless you allow it to. Another source of these limits is fear of rejection, fear of criticism, and fear of stepping outside your comfort zone. Fear can be paralyzing, convincing you to settle for less than what you're capable of. But here's the thing, fear often points directly to where growth lies. When you avoid something because it scares you, you're avoiding the very challenges that could elevate you to the next level. By facing your fears head-on, you begin to see that the limits you thought were insurmountable were nothing more than shadows. Self-imposed limits also stem from comparisons. In a world filled with social media and constant exposure to other people's highlight reels, it's easy to feel like you're falling short. You might think, they're so much more talented than me, or I'll never be as successful as they are. But comparing yourself to others is like running someone else's race. Your journey is unique and your potential is limitless when you focus on your path instead of measuring yourself against others. Breaking free from self-imposed limits starts with awareness. Identify the beliefs that hold you back and ask yourself, is this true, or is it a story I've accepted without question? Most of the time, you'll realize it's the latter. Once you recognize the lie, replace it with a new truth, one that empowers you to take action and push boundaries. Remember, the only limits that truly exist are the ones you allow to persist. When you challenge them, you'll discover that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. The world is not holding you back, your beliefs are. Change your beliefs and you'll change your reality. Within each of us exist two versions: the person we are today and the person we are capable of becoming. These two selves represent a constant tension between comfort and growth, between settling for the familiar and striving for the extraordinary. Understanding this duality is the key to unlocking your potential and transforming your life. The version of you today is a product of your habits, beliefs, and decisions up to this point. This version seeks safety, routine, and predictability. It clings to what feels familiar because change often brings discomfort and uncertainty. While this version of you may feel secure, it's also the one that keeps you stuck in patterns that no longer serve you. It's the voice that whispers, "This is good enough," or "Don't take the risk." This version isn't bad. It's just limited by its attachment to what already exists. On the other side is the version of you that represents your highest potential. This is the person who embraces challenges, pursues growth relentlessly, and refuses to settle for mediocrity. This version isn't held back by fear or doubt, because it sees them as opportunities to evolve. It's the version of you that knows your dreams aren't just fantasies but blueprints for what you're meant to achieve. This self is courageous, driven, and aligned with your purpose, but it can only emerge when you choose to step outside your comfort zone. The tension between these two selves is natural. The version of you today often fights to maintain control because it fears the unknown. It tells you that pursuing your dreams is too risky or that you're not ready. But the truth is, the only way to become the version of you tomorrow is to challenge these fears and doubts head-on. Growth happens when you lean into discomfort and take actions that stretch your current capabilities. The transformation from who you are to who you're meant to be doesn't happen overnight, but it starts with the decision. You must decide that the pain of staying the same is greater than the discomfort of change. Once you make that commitment, you begin to shift your focus from preserving your comfort to creating your future. It's important to realize that the version of you tomorrow isn't something far away or unattainable. It's already within you, waiting to be unlocked. Every small action, every choice to push through resistance, brings you closer to embodying that self. Whether it's learning a new skill, breaking an old habit, or taking a leap of faith, these steps compound over time, creating a momentum that transforms your life. The only thing standing between these two versions of you is your willingness to act. Will you allow fear and doubt to keep you tied to the past, or will you step into the unknown and claim the life you're capable of living? The choice is yours, and it's one you'll make every single day. The best version of you is waiting. All it takes is the courage to pursue it. Every transformation begins with a decision. It's not your circumstances, resources, or even talent that determines your success. It's your ability to decide and commit to change. A single decision has the power to alter the course of your life, but it must come from a place of conviction, not hesitation. Decision is the catalyst that sets everything in motion. Without it, dreams remain dreams and potential goes untapped. I think of decision-making as a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Until you decide to cross it, you're stuck on one side, merely imagining what life could look like. Many people stay in this limbo for years, not because they lack ability or desire, but because they haven't made the choice to act. They hesitate, weighed down by fear, doubt, and the false belief that they need perfect conditions to move forward. But here's the truth: perfection is a myth, and waiting for the right time is just another way of procrastinating. Decisions are powerful because they demand action. When you truly decide, you're no longer just wishing or hoping for change, you're committing to it. That commitment shifts your focus and energy. Suddenly, your thoughts align with your goals, and you start finding ways to overcome obstacles rather than being defeated by them. Even small, seemingly insignificant choices can create a ripple effect that leads to monumental change over time. What stops most people from making decisive moves is fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown. But fear is only as strong as the power you give it. When you allow fear to dictate your decisions, you stay stuck in the same patterns, repeating the same results. On the other hand, when you decide to act in spite of fear, you begin to reclaim control over your life. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward anyway. Making a decision doesn't mean you'll have everything figured out. In fact, most great decisions come with uncertainty. What matters is your willingness to take the first step and trust that clarity will come as you move forward. The act of deciding creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Each step reinforces your belief in yourself and your ability to adapt, learn, and grow. It's important to understand that indecision is also a decision to stay the same. Every day you delay making a choice is a day you let fear and inertia win. But when you decide to take control, you set off a chain reaction. Opportunities arise, resources appear, and people gravitate toward your energy and determination. At its core, a decision is a declaration. It's you saying, I am no longer willing to accept less than what I'm capable of. It's a line in the sand, a commitment to take action no matter what challenges arise. Your life changes the moment you decide to stop waiting and start creating. It's not about being ready, it's about being willing. Decision is the spark that lights the fire of transformation. Everything else flows from there. Growth is not a comfortable process. It challenges your limits, pushes you beyond what feels safe, and forces you to confront fears and insecurities that you'd rather avoid. But discomfort is not the enemy, it's the signal that you're stepping into new territory. If you want to grow, whether in your career, relationships, or personal development, you must embrace the fact that discomfort is the price of progress. The reason growth feels uncomfortable is that it requires you to move out of your comfort zone, the space where everything is familiar and predictable. In this zone, you're not challenged, and while it may feel safe, it's also where dreams stagnate. Staying there might shield you from failure or pain, but it also guarantees that you won't evolve. Growth begins at the edges of that comfort zone, where uncertainty and challenge live. Discomfort often comes in the form of fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown. These feelings are normal, but they're also the biggest barriers to growth. Many people mistake discomfort as a sign to stop, thinking this feels hard, maybe it's not meant to be. But the truth is, those moments of resistance are precisely where breakthroughs happen. It's in facing those fears and pushing through them that you discover your strength and capabilities. Think of growth like working out at the gym. When you lift weights, your muscles experience strain and micro tears. It's an uncomfortable process, but it's also how your body becomes stronger. Without that resistance, your muscles wouldn't grow. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Whether it's learning a new skill, starting a business, or healing from past wounds, the process will stretch you, and that stretch will often feel uncomfortable. The discomfort of growth also comes from letting go of old habits, beliefs, or even relationships that no longer serve you. Change requires shedding the familiar, and that can feel unsettling, even painful. But holding on to what's comfortable only keeps you tied to the person you were, not the person you're becoming. Growth demands that you release what no longer aligns with your future self. One of the biggest misconceptions about discomfort is that it's a sign you're on the wrong path. In reality, it's the opposite. Discomfort is a sign that you're doing something new, something that has the potential to transform you. It's the price you pay to move from who you are to who you want to be. The key is to reframe how you view discomfort. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, see it as proof that you're growing. Embrace the challenge because it's not there to stop you, it's there to strengthen you. Each time you push through discomfort, you expand your capacity to handle more, achieve more, and become more. Remember, the greatest version of you is waiting on the other side of discomfort. Lean into it. Trust the process. Growth isn't supposed to be easy, but it's always worth it. Your mind is a powerful tool, capable of shaping your reality. By envisioning your best self, the person you want to become, you create a blueprint for growth and success. Visualization isn't just about imagining, it's about aligning your thoughts, actions, and emotions with a version of yourself that embodies your highest potential. This practice can be transformative, giving you clarity, motivation, and the courage to pursue your goals. The process begins with defining what your best self looks like. Who are you when you're at your strongest, most confident, and most fulfilled? What values guide your decisions? What kind of habits, relationships, and achievements define your life? The clearer and more vivid this vision, the more it will inspire and guide you. Visualization isn't daydreaming, it's creating a mental image so compelling that it pulls you toward it with unshakable focus. Once you've crafted this vision, the next step is to step into it emotionally. Imagine yourself as that person. How do you feel, think, and act? What kind of energy do you bring to situations? By immersing yourself in the emotions associated with your best self, you start to rewire your brain to believe that this version of you is not only possible but inevitable. Neuroscience shows that the brain doesn't distinguish much between imagined experiences and real ones, meaning visualization can create neural pathways that mirror those formed through actual experience. Visualization also helps you overcome doubt and fear. When challenges arise, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or question your abilities. But when you've already envisioned yourself succeeding, you tap into the belief that you are capable of handling obstacles. It's like mentally rehearsing for the moments that matter most. Athletes, performers, and successful individuals across fields use this technique to prepare for high-pressure situations because they know that seeing themselves succeed builds the confidence to make it a reality. However, visualization isn't a substitute for action, it's the foundation for it. Seeing your best self in your mind is just the first step. The real work begins when you align your daily choices with that vision. Ask yourself, what habits does my best self have? How does my best self approach problems? Each small, intentional action brings you closer to embodying the person you want to become. One of the most powerful aspects of visualization is its ability to shift your mindset from I wish to I am when you regularly practice seeing yourself as your best self. you start to act in alignment with that identity. You make decisions from a place of confidence and purpose, rather than fear or hesitation. Over time, this alignment creates momentum, and the gap between who you are and who you want to be begins to close. Your best self isn't a distant ideal, it's within you, waiting to be realized. By visualizing this version of you consistently and acting with intention, you can turn your aspirations into reality. The journey starts in your mind, but the results manifest in your life. Hesitation is one of the greatest barriers to progress. It's the silent thief of time, the force that paralyzes potential, and the reason many dreams remain just that, dreams. Every time you hesitate, you delay the opportunities and growth that come with taking action. On the other hand, action is the antidote to hesitation. It's the key that unlocks your potential, propels you forward, and turns thoughts into reality. When you hesitate, you get stuck in your head, overthinking and second-guessing every decision. You analyze risks, count the possible failures, and convince yourself that now isn't the right time. This mental cycle of indecision is draining and often leads to inaction. The longer you hesitate, the harder it becomes to take that first step. But here's the catch: the longer you wait, the more opportunities slip by, and the more momentum is lost. Progress is made through forward motion, not contemplation. Action, no matter how small, has the power to break this cycle. The act of doing something, anything, creates momentum. Once you begin, even with uncertainty or fear, you shift your energy from thought to execution. That shift is crucial because it starts to dissolve the barriers that hesitation builds. When you take action, you begin to see results, however minor, and those results fuel your confidence. The more you act, the clearer your path becomes, and the more equipped you feel to handle whatever comes next. Think about any successful individual or endeavor. It's not perfection that creates results, it's consistent action. It's the willingness to take a step even when the full path isn't clear. Perfection doesn't exist, and waiting for everything to line up perfectly is often just another form of procrastination. In reality, taking imperfect action is often more valuable than waiting for ideal conditions. Action reveals information. It teaches you, helps you grow, and gives you the feedback necessary to refine your approach. The key to beating hesitation is to focus on progress, not perfection. Understand that taking a small action, even if it's not perfect, is better than doing nothing at all. Perfectionism often fuels hesitation because you wait for everything to align before taking the first step. But the truth is, you can't learn or improve without doing. Taking action, no matter how messy or uncertain, is the only way to move forward and build momentum. Another powerful reason to act quickly is that hesitation tends to magnify fears. The longer you sit with your doubts, the more they grow. But when you take action, no matter how small, you disrupt that cycle. Action shifts your focus from fear to possibility. It allows you to move past the internal noise and see results in the real world, which in turn proves to yourself that you are capable. When you act, you also gain clarity. Often the best way to figure out if something is right for you is to try it, even if it's just a small test. The process of action helps you discover works, what doesn't, and what you can do better. Waiting for everything to be perfect can keep you from realizing the lessons you need to grow. The message is clear: action beats hesitation every time. It's the key to overcoming fear, building momentum, and turning your aspirations into reality. So stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action today. No matter how small the step, it will move you closer to your goals and closer to the person you're meant to become. In every challenge, there's a fight, a moment where you're pushed to your limits, and it feels like the world is testing your strength. It could be in your career, your personal life, or even your own mind. These battles are inevitable, but what sets successful people apart is how they approach the fight. The key is not just to fight, but to own the fight. Because when you do, you take control of the victory that follows. Owning the fight means taking full responsibility for your journey, regardless of the circumstances. Life doesn't owe you anything, and no one is going to hand you success. The world doesn't care about your struggles, but you have the power to decide how you respond to them. Instead of feeling like a victim of your situation, you step into the role of the fighter, the one who chooses how to react, how to adapt, and how to move forward. When you own the fight, you stop making excuses and start making progress. This mindset shifts everything. When faced with adversity, it's easy to blame external factors, your boss, your upbringing, the economy, or even bad luck. But that mindset only disempowers you. Taking ownership of the fight means you look inward. You ask yourself, what can I do to improve this? How can I take control of the situation and make it better? It's about moving beyond the limitations you perceive and recognizing that your actions and mindset have the power to shape your outcome. Owning the fight also requires resilience. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments where it feels like giving up would be easier. The fight isn't always a straight path to victory. It's filled with challenges that demand persistence. But when you own the fight, you learn to keep going even when things get tough. You embrace the struggle because you know that growth happens in the struggle. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, adjust, and come back stronger. This resilience is what turns temporary defeats into eventual victories. Victory doesn't come to those who simply wish for it. It comes to those who earn it through their willingness to fight. When you own the fight, you're committed not just to winning, but to the process of becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable along the way. Victory is not just about the end result, it's about the growth you experience and the person you become in the process. By owning the fight, you take full responsibility for your success and failures, but you also recognize that both are part of the journey. And when victory does arrive, it's sweeter because it was earned. You don't look back with regret, wondering what might have been. You can look back and know that you fought for every inch, and in doing so, you've gained something far more valuable than just the end result. You've gained confidence in yourself, belief in your abilities, and a deeper understanding of your own strength. So, own the fight. Own the struggle, the challenges, and the obstacles. When you take full responsibility for the journey, the victory that follows will be yours to claim, not just as an achievement, but as a testament to your determination, resilience, and unwavering commitment to your growth. Victory is not a gift, it's something you create, one fight at a time. The greatest battle you will ever face is the one within yourself. All external victories, whether in your career, relationships, or ambitions, are built upon the foundation of self-mastery. Conquering yourself isn't just about overcoming external obstacles, it's about mastering your own thoughts, emotions, and actions. When you can conquer yourself, you unlock the power to conquer everything else in your life. Self-mastery begins with understanding that your greatest enemy is not the world around you, but the fears, doubts, and insecurities that live within you. These internal forces hold you back, keeping you stuck in cycles of procrastination, self-sabotage, and uncertainty. They are the voices that tell you you're not good enough or that you can't achieve what you dream of. They whisper lies, distort your reality, and keep you from stepping into your full potential. The first step to conquering yourself is recognizing these voices for what they are: limitations, not truths. Once you acknowledge these internal barriers, the real work begins: learning to control your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you think you can't, you won't. If you think you're not capable, you'll always hold yourself back. But if you can train your mind to focus on what's possible, to push past fear, and to believe in your strength, you begin to shift your reality. The key is to create empowering beliefs that propel you forward. This isn't about denying fear or pretending challenges don't exist, it's about taking action despite them. When you conquer your mind, you set yourself on a path to limitless potential. Emotional control is another critical aspect of self-mastery. Life will always have its ups and downs, but your ability to remain calm, focused, and resilient in the face of adversity is what will determine your success. Emotions like anger, frustration, or anxiety can cloud your judgment and decision-making. They can lead you to make rash choices or to give up too easily. However, when you learn to manage your emotions, you can approach every situation with clarity and purpose. This emotional control isn't about suppressing feelings, but about choosing how to respond to them. It's about having the discipline to act based on your goals, not your emotions. The next step is to conquer your habits. Your daily habits are the building blocks of your future. If you wake up every day and act from a place of discipline, consistency, and focus, you begin to stack small wins that lead to big victories. Self-discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. It's not about being perfect every day, but about showing up and giving your best effort consistently. When you conquer your habits, whether it's managing your time, taking care of your health, or pursuing your passions, you begin to create the momentum needed to conquer everything else in your life. When you conquer yourself, you gain a sense of power and confidence that no external circumstance can take away. You become unstoppable because you no longer rely on the world around you to dictate your success. You rely on the strength within. You begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for growth. You understand that everything you need to succeed is already inside you, and you tap into that potential each and every day. Conquering yourself is the ultimate form of freedom. Once you master your mind, emotions, and habits, you have the power to create the life you've always desired. External success follows naturally when you take control of your inner world. In this way, conquering yourself truly means conquering everything. The most significant victory you can achieve is not over others, but over yourself. The challenges you face in life are often reflections of the internal battles you fight within. Every success, every goal, and every aspiration hinges on your ability to conquer the person staring back at you in the mirror. If you can master yourself, your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you gain the power to conquer everything else in life. The first step in conquering yourself is understanding that you are your greatest obstacle. The fears, doubts, and negative beliefs that you carry often limit your potential. These internal forces manifest as excuses, procrastination, and hesitation, keeping you from pursuing the life you desire. The most significant challenge you will face is not external circumstances, but overcoming the mental barriers you've created. Once you recognize these barriers as the source of your struggles, you can start the process of conquering them. To conquer yourself, you must first gain control over your mind. Our minds have an incredible ability to shape our reality. If you allow negative thoughts to dominate your thinking, they will control your actions and ultimately your life. Negative self-talk, fear of failure, and self-doubt can hold you back from realizing your full potential. However, when you take command of your thoughts and redirect them toward empowerment, possibility, and growth, you begin to shape a new reality. Belief in your ability to succeed despite challenges is essential. When your mind is aligned with your goals, you build the mental resilience needed to push through obstacles and setbacks. Along with controlling your thoughts, emotional mastery is another vital aspect of conquering yourself. Emotions are powerful forces, but when unchecked, they can overwhelm your decision-making and judgment. Fear, anger, frustration, and anxiety are all normal emotions, but when they control you, they can limit your ability to make rational decisions. By learning to manage your emotions, you can stay focused and composed even in the face of adversity. Emotional intelligence allows you to respond to situations in a calm, effective manner rather than react impulsively. When you control your emotional responses, you gain clarity. And with clarity comes the ability to act decisively toward your goals. Another important aspect of self-mastery is conquering your habits. Your daily habits shape your future, for better or worse. If you are consistent in making small, positive choices, over time, these choices compound into significant results. Conquering yourself means developing the discipline to stick with productive habits, even when motivation wanes. Whether it's waking up early, exercising, managing your time, or working on your personal goals, consistency is key. The more you conquer your habits, the more you build momentum toward achieving your dreams. When you allow bad habits to take control, you put yourself on a path toward stagnation. By mastering your habits, you lay the foundation for long-term success. Conquering yourself is not about perfection, it's about growth. The process requires patience, self-compassion, and resilience. It's about understanding that you will stumble, but your ability to get back up and keep moving forward is what defines your success. The more you conquer yourself, the stronger you become. With each victory over your thoughts, emotions, and habits, you unlock the ability to conquer everything in your external world. Once you have control over your inner world, you will find that the challenges of life become opportunities, and success is no longer a distant dream but a living reality.